call me fuego. 93 like me, fire in the sheets, spending summers on the sea. It's okay though, she know way home. Better life on the day.
All right, there we go. Well, we're just getting the plane up and over. Don't worry, we are fully invested. Just wanted to hear from that Tianba squad playing out of their Go Ram Mines. Just absolutely crazy stuff from them. And, you know, again, who knows? Maybe this is where they step up and they make that claim that, hey, we are the best team in the world. China's the best region of the world. Korea, this might be kind of a setback for you.
Pretty much. But another interesting statistics that I brought up from the most recent scrims they had after day 2 was either Monday or Tuesday. Gen.G was able to pick up 50 points on the scrim, coming into the second place. And Tianba, though, during the scrim wasn't able to perform too well. So if Tianba does slip on their feet, then we might possibly see Gen.G moving up the board with a lot of kill points and the placement points. But the plane is now all the way to the end. You're going to be seeing Tianba just flying through to find some compounds for farming. It looks like they're going to split up a little bit, find a couple cars possibly.
But it does not have to. It absolutely, positively does not have to. Rush B Gaming's Pow Pow desperately trying to hold off the Tianba push. Tianba coming up the stairs. They have a pretty good idea that they've got this one on lockdown, but a good defense by Pow Pow. Again, this is arguably the hardest building to push in competitive PUBG. So, you know, as far as that's concerned, Pow Pow does have a shot. I'm just curious if he's going to get any reinforcements.
Yeah, if you were to push those buildings, I've seen teams spend like 5-6 nades just to clear out the second floor. That's why, but like, I don't know, like Pow Pow, he has a pretty good angle to hold on to, so we'll see that going. Pow Pow now on the outside of the building on top. He does spot out a player. Oh, the spray down connecting onto Lin Shun will be a down and a flush. Rest of the Tianba players kind of having a sense where Pow Pow is going to be at now. Going to step themselves back inside the building.
Yeah, we do have the reinforcements. Pow Pow throwing down some smokes, trying to buy himself a little bit of time. The flames are on in there as well, so Pow Pow's going to have to go for that first aid, but a good grenade is going to find him. M200 is going to get the down. Comes up the stairs. That should be an easy flush here in just a second once he gets into the smoke. Runs up onto him. Down he goes. Griffin does go out in the background of all of this as well, so a very disappointing start for them coming into this first match of day number 3.
In the meantime, yeah, as you have mentioned, 4 a.m. wiping out Griffin with no member being flushed out. I think the one down player will be able to take a res. 4 a.m. definitely performing up tonight. Infantry as well going to be placing themselves in the hot center of El Pozo. Infantry, now that Longsker is back on the roster, you know, like, it's very possible for them to also pick up those kill points as well.
Oh, yeah. He's nuts. I mean, this guy's nuts. When I was looking at the average kills per game in the PCL this past season for the qualifiers for this, most of the really good players, the ones we talk about a lot, were like Tian, these kind of guys, Forever from 4AM, we're hovering around 1.1, 1.2 kills per round. There's some good work from LYG, picking up another member of Tianba, a little revenge there for the loss of maps. But going back to Longsker, he averaged about 1.8 kills per round. He was light years ahead of just about any other Chinese player that's coming into this lobby. Now, Gen.G is taking this dip. Now, somehow this worked out for Infantry last week, but this time, this one, it's right on the edge of the circle. I'm not so sure. They might be able to defend against Detonation Gaming, though.
This circle is a lot better for Gen.G as the top of the hill is blocked off by the blue circle, but the nade, though, from Pio is going to take down Machao. The res possible, but, you know, the Detonation Gaming, while all of their members are outside the circle almost. Melifo and Gokri inside, but what more they could do. L-Stars want to bite off this as well. Going to be third party down.
Yeah, this is the problem with being out in these fields is the hills to the west do have a decent amount of overlook onto this. Pio's going to find another one. Are they going to be able to confirm that grenade? Molly up and in. Not going to be quite far enough. It is going to be Loki who's going to finish off Machao. So now Melifo still on the ground, sees Gokri trying to do something under pressure from Carl, like I was talking about on those hills to the west. Detonation Gaming, I am not liking this. This is going to require you just out-dueling Gen.G to get through.
This is no good for Detonation Gaming White. All-Stars as well. They have to start moving because 11 seconds are left till the next phase begins to move inwards. Gen.G in the car just going to be moving in bravely to the center of El Pozo. Pio taking a little bit of beatdown, not enough to take him out. They're going to join up forces with the rest of the members. Aqua 5 and the Knicks by Yolk, though. He's going to be waiting right at the edge of the window, taking down 2 players and a flush onto Pio. And Inonix is there to take the revenge onto Yolk. So, Gen.G, although they did lose a player, they are able to take this building for themselves.
Yeah, they put themselves in a bit of a bizarre spot coming into that ditch, and then the circle shifted away from them back into the city as they have to push on in. But, you know, you can never count them out anytime, anywhere. They're great at just about every phase of the game, and it looks like the res should be coming through for Loki. So they are going to lose Pio, but again, that is not the biggest deal for Gen.G. They can do very, very well with 3 up. VLG, they're holed up inside of the hotel, inside of Pozo, as there is Renba quite close with them. Quadro pretty well spread out inside the city here a bit with their couple surviving members, as 4AM sets up. I tell you what, though, look at this 4AM split. They are all over the western side of this.
They have a really good investment into the land here, although Long is like the only one kind of far away from the rest of teammates. He could definitely pull out if he does spot Curzon or any of the teams just trying to run him over, because they're gonna have to run through a vehicle. And Gen.G moving in hot. Alka 5 does go down from Spear, but 2 members are still alive from Gen.G. 2-on-2 with Quadro. So
VLG right behind. They heard the shots. They want the kills. Ken and Nonix defend this. I think he heard the steps from Ghibli. Now Ghibli is taking some damage coming across the street from Element Mystic. This buys enough time for Aqua 5 to come back up. Can Gen.G reposition themselves well enough to hold off this push from VRLU?
Hikari with the molly. That's going to burn the players of Gen.G, opening the other door to take the spray down. He does connect onto Loki. So Hikari playing around those edges nicely. Won't take a smart down onto Loki. Tian from the side will somehow take it down onto Aqua 5. So Gen.G suddenly, when they're like, they looked pretty good when they were pushing this building, but now like they're all shaking.
And the grenade finishes off Anonymous. It's actually Tian who's going to get involved in this, get himself a double kill from Gen.G. Good stuff again from Tian. Remember, we saw him as the solo in the city in a game on Erangel last week where he picked up 8 or 9 kills by himself. The guy is very, very dangerous close range. VLG licking their wounds, trying to get everything sorted. Still a lot of El Pozo inside of this circle. Will it continue to be that way when the next one shows itself? Oh, yes, it will. Oh, my goodness. We are like half-half on this one, Bench.
Oof. This one's a hard circle to play with. Players inside Pozo will try to rotate in towards the edge, and where 4AM is holding, if the players on the edge decides to rotate to the side where 4AM is holding, then that's going to be a heck of a mess as well. But that's all the future, so we don't know what's going to happen just yet.
Well, what's interesting about this one is if it shifts away from the city, then 4AM has a decent spot. There's actually quite a few ledges to work with by the road on the side of El Pozo here. So they could potentially not farm a ton of kills. It may look like they have a ton of high ground and other things, but there's actually quite a few places to hide, a lot of debris and other things inside of El Pozo as well that you can utilize. And there's Tian continuing to just pop off, taking down PH111 from Curzon. Luminous Stars has 4 kills for themselves. Long DD trying to come across. He is getting a lot of damage down onto him. Excuse me, that's his teammate Carl. Long DD's behind him. But L-Star is trying to come up and forward through here. Under trying to take advantage of it. Gets a decent amount of damage. That's going to put L-Stars on the ground. Carl takes a headshot. They're going to have to get their heels going.
You just saw that under spray control. That was really accurate. Just a little bit less to take you downs, but that's going to be Carl taking under down, actually. The grenade bouncing off the tires, and that's going to be enough damage, but it's going to be killed to take out Long DD and Zhao Yang finishing off Carl. So, Luminous Stars going out 13th place.
Yeah, there's no way that res is happening. By the way, we're phase 5 blue. Not possible to res somebody inside of that blue. So that is going to be one sole survivor, Kale, for OGN. Back over to Quadro, who's been quiet inside of this hotel for a bit. Renba looks like they had to give a revive down onto him. Again, they really need him to get firing up. I mean, he has been their top fragger for quite some time. So far this tournament, been a little quiet, not super quiet, but a little bit quiet. And they have, a difficult situation in front of them as they're one of the teams that is outside of this new circle a bit. Or right on the edge of it, I guess.
Yeah. In the meantime, Infantry just looking to dip their feet a little bit inside the edge of this white circle. Remba taking out Fiachan. Kale is going to go out with the blue zone. I don't think he was able to rotate inwards, but Spear is going to go huge with that SLR.
Oh, that was a nifty piece of shooting there. some help from Hikari and the other members of VLG. They really needed that. They need to get fired up. Still 3 here for Sun Sisters. Element Mystic is going to be the vanguard towards the west. Still 4 a.m. hanging out, just trying to poke at people. But again, this position looks pretty awesome, and it is kind of, but there is a lot of terrain in the way and other things that kind of blocks 4 a.m.'s visions into quite a bit of El Pozo. And now we are going to head north. So this is more what this circle should do. Get away from the city as much as it can and start moving into the more empty areas.
So suddenly from enter the city, now we're looking at escape the city. So that's a little shift of things here. 4 a.m. does have a bit of a land and a little bit of compound for themselves to rotate inwards and place themselves inside a circle. So 4 a.m. has nothing to worry about. I think they have a pretty good angle towards the edge of Pozo as well from there. So it's good for them. Curzon, still 2 members alive. They're going to throw a couple nades towards infantry. Not going to be enough. But he has more nades in hand. Just 1 more. And that's also not going to connect. So infantry, a little sad face there.
Yeah, infantry wising up to what was going on with those grenades, moving away from the doors. Very good placement on those grenades by something. Grenades coming in from Sun Sister now as they're trying to bully VRLU Ghibli out of their way, but that is no easy task. VRLU Ghibli has been very on fire. Spear and Hikari doing the dirty for them so far. Element Mystic only 1 kill, but this is what I love from Element Mystic. I look at this and I just think, oh yes, this is perfect from you, Element Mystic. This is how you should be playing.
Magne on like maybe the 4th floor of the building, gonna be looking down towards. That's gonna be Ghibli. Hikari gonna go out. The rest of the Ghibli members were able to get inside the building, but Crazy Sam's right behind, hoping for a couple kills. Lash gonna peek through the gap to the window. Not gonna happen. And this is Crazy Sam just coming in from behind, taking a nice little kill onto Spear, and possibly the second one as well to the down player. Don't know who it is, but Elemental Mystic doesn't want to take a bite into this action because 2 of their own members are down as well, so they got to take the res onto them.
Yeah, exactly. And Crazy Sam doing a great job taking advantage of the fight, third-partying it very well. Crazy Sam, arguably one of, if not the best players in Japan, one of the top fraggers in that region. He is an incredibly skilled player individually. Let's see if he can get up and around the corner, just missing those headshots. Some grenades coming through. He's going to see him whiz by his head. So now he has a pretty good idea of what's going on. Wants to block off his back angle, so he only has 1 to worry about, but it's not going to be in time as Kira V is going to come around and take him down.
Elemental Mystic, now they're ready to start shooting. Now they're ready to start picking up fights. Phase 6, 9 teams remaining with 23 players. This is their time to start going into those battlefield. Lambu just holding a pretty good angle onto the edge of the blue circle, and that is going to be a missed shot. Unfortunately, he's going to close the door. I think he did hear all 4 players just running on their feet like a madman, so a little scary moment for him. He's going to hold that angle, spray down, almost connecting, but the counter fire was too good. He's going to be down to a 24, 25 HP here. Rest of the members. So,
well, you know what's interesting here? I think he's okay for now. I don't think he has to push out, but there's no way they're going to let him, do much as he is just completely stuck. I think he's just going to try to play for a placement point at this. Depending on what's going on with him, you can see that was Lash there from Element Mystic, but we'll see exactly what's going on with the surviving member, Lambu from VLG, as Kinch is now pushing towards the remaining members of Curzon and Tianba, spraying down the door, trying to open up the gates for himself and seeing if he can get anything going, but there has been another knock here on the Magne.
4 a.m. all of a sudden, their circle just got so good, so nice, so juicy. We1less is going to be holding at the dead center. Longsker is going to finish off Curzon. Curzon a little bit underperforming for the first match here, but hopefully coming into the next games they are possible. Kinch as well, taking a couple spray downs, but it's going to be Kira V to finish off Lambu. Magne does take a res though, that's lucky for him.
Yeah, that's really nice. Gosh, Tian, you are so good at holding those angles. That was a really tight spray to come through. The mollies, very well placed. Trying to pick it up, he hears the footsteps of Kinch. He's going to get him. Kinch came in there all alone. Can Tiantan get another one? That's 2. Can he find a third? No. Finally, it's going to be Magne that takes him down. But my goodness, what a hold by Tiantan.
Tiantan just taking headshots left and right. That was some crazy action coming through. Lash does spot a member from Infantry, Zhao Yang. Is going to go down, but Elemental Mystic, they also have to move into the circle as well. This is going to be a big clash at the edge of the circle. Longsphere does spot a player out. Not going to happen. The nade or Mountain with the Kobe. Going to be going right through that window. And infantry, they're gone. They're goners.
Yeah, this was just so well executed here by EM. And like you mentioned, Phase 6 is where they put the rocket thrusters on their backs and start plowing into teams, doing a really, really good job. Lash landing a headshot. They are absolutely feeling it right now. LYG, though, comes up. Heartbreakers. Gonna get Magne again. Lash as well got taken down by Lu. So there's only one standing here for EM. And in fact, the blue is gonna finish the job. LYG losing a member to the blue here as well. So a nice push here at the end for Element Mystic. Gets them quite a few points, but a 5th place finish.
4 players remaining for 4EM, 3 players for GEX, 1 player from RBG. GEX, I'm surprised to see them coming to 3rd spot because they have been just dying out. They've been dying out for the first week, so at least securing themselves a 3rd placement point is a pretty good deed for them. But 4AM, their circle is just too good. They're going to be looking right where GX is going to be at. It's going to be a hard rotation for GX unless they have like 6-7 smokes to make the smoke train and move themselves inside the circle.
No, they can kind of work along the edges of those fences is about their best option. Try and push forward. Exactly what Leo's doing here right now. Outside of that, yeah, I mean, look at the positioning 4AM has. They have the upper hand. They have a lot of cover on top of these plateaus. They can prone down on top of these plateaus and give themselves cover in that respect as well. So GEX just pushing forward. This is great. That was a really nice timed push by Chaiwei. I mean, he gets up and in. Grenades are raining down on him. He's doing a great job dodging them. Oh, Leo, you can't hide in that truck anymore. Rest in peace, Silver.
That's going to be GEX versus 4AM, but Chaiwei did place himself inside a pretty good circle, although there are nades right coming through his face. So that's going to be a little close one. Yan Li also has to rotate himself inside the circle, but he's going to be spotted out by We1less. The spray down, not going to connect just yet, so Yan Li has couple more seconds to survive here.
Yeah, let's see what GEX can do. One knock, and all of a sudden it's an even situation, but coming across out in the open is Yan Li. Easy spray for We1less there. There just isn't anything left. He didn't have any utility. It looks like, you know, Gex has really just spent themselves just getting to this point. You know, Chaiwei has nothing. He tries to get the spray. He gets one. There's going to be somebody coming up and over on top of him. Can he predict which angle they're going to come from properly? Listening for those footsteps, trying to get it done, but We1less is going to be the heartbreaker.
Now the final player final two players remaining for GEX, Leo and Chaiwei. There's no way Chaiwei is going to take a res. I don't think that's possible. So Leo has to show his shooting skills and somehow manage to do a 1v4. But, you know, all these pro players, they're all capable of doing this. Leo taking a little bit of damage from the blue circle. I think he wants to rotate from the side, but that's going to be 4AM taking the first win for themselves, coming into the first match of the second week first day.
And we talked about at the beginning, this is one of those teams that just seems to find magic on the biggest stages. They're confident, fearless, they're We1less, they're very, very good.
But yeah, definitely don't sleep on these guys. They are veterans. They are veterans of PUBG. They've been here since the early access days, so they know what they're doing. Like, they're not clueless. They have better clue of what they're doing on top of everyone else. So we'll see.